Is Sonic Frontiers the best 3D Sonic game to date? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, guys. So if you guys are new here and you guys are enjoying and love Sonic Frontiers, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button with the bell turned on, that you get notified when I post another video. So the footage that you're seeing here in this video, guys, is from a PlayStation 5. You know, I did see some of the footage from the Nintendo Switch, and I might have, leaned more towards that if it was a little bit better quality, but yeah, I went with the PlayStation 5 version because that is the newest console that I have that is disc-based. I wanted the physical media. But anyways, yes, this game is running on performance mode, and it's running at a really smooth 60 frames per second. The game looks absolutely fantastic. But just a little backstory real quick before I tell you guys why I think Sonic Frontiers is the best 3D Sonic game to date. Now, I grew up playing Sonic. I'm 43 years old. I remember when Sonic released, packed in with the Sega Genesis, and man, it just took the gaming world by surprise, and it just blew it out of the water. It definitely was a head-on competitor with the Super Mario franchise, and it definitely stood its ground. It was its own thing. Sonic was fast. He was the blur. He just moves super fast on screen, and you never see anything like him. And I love the 2D pixel art Sonic games. Those are my favorites in the Sonic franchise by far. I played 1, played 2, played 3, Sonic CD, Sonic Spinball. I mean, you name it. And even the newer one, Sonic Mania. Great game made by Sonic fans, and they did a fantastic job on that game. But over the years, I've always wanted a really good 3D Sonic game. Now, there's been a couple. It's mostly for me. I like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 out of all of them. Sonic Boom, Sonic Colors didn't do anything for me. I don't really care for those games. I don't know why. They just didn't really resonate with me. And like Sonic Generations, I really tried to like that game, and it just didn't really resonate with me. So I really wanted a 3D Sonic game, that stood out from the crowd, that where they went a different direction in, because the ones in the last 15 years just didn't really do it for me, like I said. And but the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on the Sega Dreamcast were pretty decent games. They weren't bad, but they were still like a rail system, and I didn't really care for it. So after playing Sonic Frontiers in this huge open world, well, like zone open world, I guess you could call it. But these zones are massive. They're huge. I am thoroughly impressed with what the Sonic team has done with Sonic Frontiers. I was kind of hesitant to get this game. I really was. Because I've been let down so many times with Sonic 3D games, and it just, I was really hesitant to get it. So I went with the PlayStation 5 version because I wanted the best experience with this game. The Nintendo Switch version was my second choice, and I decided to not get that version because of the frame rate and the lower resolution. So, I really wanted to experience this game at its best potential, and I believe it's the PlayStation 5 version. In my opinion, I'm sure the Xbox Series X is great as well, but I don't own an Xbox Series X, so I had to go with the PlayStation 5 version, which is fine. But guys, I am thoroughly impressed with what the Sonic team has done here. I mean, these zones, like I said, are massive. These boss fights, as you can see here, are gigantic behemoths that are really, really fun to play. And you've never seen anything like it before in a Sonic game. And it's definitely thoroughly impressive as far as controls go. Now, one thing I didn't like about the other 3D Sonic games is, he moves super fast. He's the blue blur, right? He moves super fast, and it was really hard to control him in certain situations because he felt like he was just all over the place, In my opinion, that's just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of you out there love the other 3D Sonic games, and that's great. That's more power to you. But to me, I didn't like the controls in those other 3D games. It just felt like I was all over the place. I didn't have any control over him, and it was just, I don't know. But this game, you could literally be cruising to top speed and come to a stop on a dime and be able to pivot around nice and gently and be able to accurately hit things or punch things or spin dash onto something. And that to me is really impressive. What they did with the controls is really impressive. Now, these open world zones aren't the only zones that you'll go to. You actually go into the other realm where it's more like an on-rail traditional 3D Sonic game, and you get to play like zones like Green Hill or whatever they call it in the game. But you know what I'm saying, like that more traditional, and the music will change as well. The music changes to more of that poppy Sonic music that a lot of fans love. And then when you're in these open world zones, it's a really ominous, deep, dark, you know, like mysterious, robotic music, and it's really neat. It really draws you into the experience. Now, the one thing that I did notice about this game, that's probably the one thing I don't like, is some of the resolution and textures. They could have spent a little bit more time on, especially with, you know, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, and maybe even the PC version. But that's okay. The game moves super fast, so you barely notice it, you know, unless you like really slow down and take a look at it. But other than that, you're not going to really notice it. I mean, the game just runs super smooth, a really, really smooth 60 frames on the bad boys in the console generation. And yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm really impressed with what they did here. I'm so happy that there's actually a 3D Sonic game that I'm enjoying and that I will complete and play all the way through for sure. I have seen a lot of mixed reviews on this game, and my review, honestly, of this, in my opinion, this is definitely a 10 out of 10. It really is. You get an upgrade system. You get just so much more in a Sonic franchise than we've ever had before. And that to me is a great stepping stone into what is going to happen next with the next 3D Sonic game that's maybe open world. Sonic Frontiers 2. I mean, could you imagine if they just build on top of this and add in more elements to it? And I mean, they've built the groundwork, and there's just so much more to explore here that I can't wait to see what they do next. I really can't wait to see what Sonic Team does. Go out and get the game. I highly recommend it on any console. I have not played, you know, I guess the weaker versions, if you want to call it, like on the Switch or anything like that, or the Steam Deck or whatever. Yeah, definitely a great game. Really, really fun. I can't wait to see what they do with the next 3D Sonic game. I really hope they stick with this formula because it definitely works. But I'm going to let the footage play out, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Let me know down in the comments below if you picked up Sonic Frontiers and if you're enjoying it. Yeah, just let me know down in the comments below. Let's talk everything Sonic Frontiers down in the comments. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys are new here and you guys love video game content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up because it really helps the channel. I appreciate it. And share it with a friend who might be thinking about getting Sonic Frontiers. But anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of the footage, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.